This is our bite-sized podcast, keeping you up to date with the latest in science fiction. It's the news with Matt Miller.
Welcome, it's Friday the 29th of January 2021. Can you buy me a coffee please? Support Trekzone at the Trekzone/support. Now let's dive in. Discovery has been nominated for a GLAAD Award. The first of the new generation of Trek shows has received the nod for the third season in a row and is contending to take out Outstanding Drama Series. The awards are to recognise and honour media for their fair, accurate and inclusive representations of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and queer communities, as well as the issues that affect their lives. With the addition of Ian Alexander and Blue Del Barrio this season, joining Anthony Rapp and Wilson Cruz, of course, surely the show is a shoo-in for its first win. The virtual Voyager panel at GalaxyCon earlier this week turned up some fascinating tidbits as the main cast mused on guest stars that could have been. Bob Picardo campaigned for DeForest Kelley to guest on the holodeck, but the Dr. McCoy actor was battling stomach cancer and passed away between the 5th and 6th seasons. And everyone's favourite comedian Robin Williams almost made a cameo if it wasn't for scheduling conflicts. Despite these two notable outs, Voyager had a stellar guest star list, including John Rhys-Davies, Sarah Silverman, Jason Alexander, Ray Walston, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The other great sci-fi series to come out of the 90s is available to stream now on HBO Max in the US, but also download on iTunes and Amazon globally. The remastered edition of Babylon 5 is ready to binge now. At the perfect time, after 23 weeks of Star Trek, it's been a couple of weeks off the air. Hungry for new sci-fi. Engadget is reporting that 30 years after its broadcast and 20 years after the troubled DVD release, Babylon 5 is back with a remastering process that is a little bit cheap, but the best that they could do. It's the best pass, in fact, that we could hope for, with the original camera negatives scanned in at 4K, the scratches and dirt cleaned up and then exported at a downscaled HD. Meanwhile, the CGI and composited sequences have been digitally upscaled to HD, with only minor tweaks where necessary. Just like the Next Generation and the original series, these episodes will only be available in the 4:3 aspect ratio, which is as broadcast, but contrary to the DVD releases, which are notorious for deteriorated quality, to accommodate the modern widescreen format. Nonetheless, it's going to be awesome to sink our teeth into Babylon 5. Now, onto the final Talkin' Science headlines. Dr. Brad Tucker is back on Tuesday. The world's most powerful single-port hybrid rocket engine has been test-fired at Gilmour Space's test lab on the Gold Coast. The engine will power the first and second stages of the Eris orbital vehicle, which is slated for a 35-kilo payload first launch in 2022. The Dr. Andy Thomas Space Foundation has announced their intention to collaborate on a bid for the 2024 International Astronautical Congress, which is the foremost gathering of space industry organisations, leaders and participants, and it's fiercely contested, with Milan and Budapest apparently amongst other contenders for the 2024 event. And NASA paused to reflect and remember earlier this week the lives lost in pursuit of expanding our scientific understanding. The 17 astronauts aboard Apollo 1, Challenger and Columbia were honoured in a ceremony at the Space Agency's headquarters. Incredibly, it's been 35 years since the Challenger disaster that fundamentally altered the way spaceflight was operated by the American agency. This week on Trekzone, we caught up with That Time When Larry Nemeczek first beamed in, wrapped up our playthrough of Star Trek, the 25th anniversary, checked in with Gary O'Brien for our final Where Are They Now segment. His new fan film is on the horizon, which is very, very exciting. Luke Spark also dropped by. The Australian filmmaker spoke about his new sci-fi film, Occupation Rainfall, and tomorrow we catch up with That Time When Dr. Andy Thomas dropped by a chat. Next week, we're continuing our march towards 350 podcasts in 2021. It's Sam Cocking's week. Sunday, we catch up with That Time When the UK VFX guru released his Star Trek fan film, Temporal Anomaly. Our new game is Dark Forces from the Star Wars universe, plus Dr. Brad's back with Talkin' Science, and Sam will beam in on Wednesday to update us on the projects he's working on. Then next Saturday, the Trekzone variety show kicks off. Keely will be here with all the Marvel, DC, and other sci-fi news, as well as reviews for WandaVision. television. It's massive what Marvel's doing at the moment. We're going to have all those TV shows, spoilerific podcasts 24 hours after the episodes are released. That's the Trekzone Variety Show with Keely and I coming on Saturdays from next week. Make sure you like, follow and subscribe to Trekzone across social media to never miss a moment. We're podcasting 7 days a week in 2021. For Trekzone, I'm Matt Miller. Thanks so much for watching the news.